Hello, I'm Gwen Edwards. Welcome to Our Lives. Too many families, communities, and people in our lives are affected by incarceration. Today, we take a look at one local group's efforts to help the growing number of men and women who are re-entering society after prison. It is called the Reentry Program. John Santa is with the Malta Justice Initiative, and Angel Reyes was awarded the first ever Matt Semple Memorial Scholarship at the Bridgeport Reentry Awards Banquet, and that was back on March the 27th. And first of all, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
All right, now first of all, tell us, what's the mission of the Reentry Program?
Reentry, establishing us to move forward, coming out of an incarcerated lifestyle and moving forward into a new and improved life, being successful in society, and not looking back upon what we've done before, but what we can do in the future. And
you're a personal product of the Reentry Program?
Definitely, definitely.
How did it help your life?
Well, the scholarship itself, I'm enrolled in Gateway Community College, and the scholarship is just helping me even more so keep going on with my financial abilities in school. Reentry has given me that opportunity to keep moving forward. The people that I talk to have been very, very helpful in helping me, how should I say, focus myself into a new lifestyle.
And this new lifestyle has made your father proud.
My father, my mother, everyone is so happy for me. And I do a lot of it, not only for me, but for my family. They've seen all the struggles that I've gone through. It's time for them to have the smile on their face and be proud of their child.
And John, how great is the need for the Reentry Program in our area?
Gwen, it's tremendous. You know, our prison population in America and here in Connecticut quadrupled between 1980 and 2000.
And do we know why?
Well, it was harsher sentences, mandatory minimums, harsher sanctions for parole violation and the like. They all combine to make a tremendous amount of what we call hyper-incarceration. At Malta Justice, we understand and we clearly know that prisons have a purpose in life, in all of our lives. But hyper-incarceration, where we're incarcerating many more people than we should be. In America, for instance, we have 25% of the world's prisoners and only 5% of the world's population. So we're off the charts as far as incarceration is concerned. What further complicates this, and why we need success stories like Angel's, is that currently 2 out of 3 people end up back in prison within a couple of years, within 3 years. That's not good. We all lose under those circumstances. However, a situation like Angel and many more like them, where people come out, we give them a bit of a hand, help them re-enter successfully, we all win. So that's what Angel's doing. To this end, my colleagues and I have written this book called The Justice Imperative. This is to inform and educate the public of Connecticut, because we've found they generally are not cognizant. They're not aware. They don't know what's going on with incarceration in Connecticut.
And tell us some of the particulars about incarceration in Connecticut, just very briefly.
Well, right now we have around 16,500 people incarcerated. We're actually down a little bit. We were close to 20,000 back in 2008. We have 20 prisons in Connecticut. Most people don't even know that because they never even see them.
Wow.
20 prisons.
And we're such a small state.
Really? Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Isn't that something? Well, think about this, Gwen. In America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, in the 1990s, we were finishing a new prison every 2 weeks in America.
And we weren't building schools that fast.
No, absolutely not. And where's the pity? Were we doing that, a lot of people might not have gone to prison. Because the fact of the matter is that a lot of our incarceration issues have their ages and origin in poverty and ignorance. So right now we have a very courageous, brave governor, in Governor Malloy, who's standing up and he's advocating for the Second Chance Act to help people like Angel get out and successfully re-enter society. We have a wonderful commissioner, Scott Semple, who is doing a commissioner of correction, doing a wonderful job. He just converted Sobolski Prison, one of our 20 prisons, into a reentry facility, just to help people, just like Angel, come out and successfully reenter. Because when they successfully reenter, Gwen, everybody wins.
Well, we want to thank you gentlemen both for coming. And Angel, congratulations on winning that
Thank you very
award.
much. Thank you.
Continuing with your new life, because as John just said, we all win.
Definitely.
We all win.
That's right.
And John, thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome, Gwen.
All right.
You're welcome.
And you stay with us. We're just getting started here on Our Lives. When we come back, I will talk with a certified breathwork coach. You do not want to miss this because you will definitely learn someone. Stay with us. And welcome back. There is a song entitled Every Breath You Take. And if you're like a lot of us, you take a lot of breaths for granted. Well, my next guest says paying more attention to each breath can breathe new life into you. Kathleen Booker is a breathing coach, and we want to welcome you so much to Our Lives.
Thank you. It's an honor for me to be here.
Alrighty, now it's called Conscious Connected Breath work. What does that mean?
Well, we are consciously connecting our breath, and what that means is we are consciously connecting the inhale to the exhale and the exhale to the inhale. So there's no pause in between the two. When we normally breathe, we breathe very low in the belly, and when you do conscious connected breath, you're breathing full lungfuls of air because our lungs go up higher than we think.
Could you give us a demonstration?
Absolutely. I like to always say that the breath is like a wave. You know how a wave comes into shore and then it melds back into the ocean. So what it sounds like is no break in between the inhale and the exhale. You're bringing your breath from the let's say from your root chakra up to your heart chakra, and then sending it down, and the energy just sort of goes like a circle within your body.
And what's the importance of doing it that way?
Well, first of all, we breathe very low in our belly. We breathe very shallowly. So if you are stressed, if you are worried, if you are anxious, which seems to be how everyone is
living
these days. I mean, if you don't say, I'm stressed out, I'm so stressed, you're just not doing the right thing. You're not living a proper life, so it seems these days. And your breath gets shallow and you cut yourself off. When you are breathing full lungfuls of air, you're creating medically homeostasis within the body. So that means that you're balanced. So you are decreasing, releasing cortisol, stress, increasing the good feeling endorphins in your body.
How does this help you healthy-wise? How does this increase the blood flow, increase the oxygen to the parts of the body that are starved?
Well, you see, I'm starting to levitate because I love what I do. The breath is just an incredible tool that I always say is portable and you can use it anytime or anywhere. What you are doing when you are consciously connecting your breath and breathing nice, full, free, easy breaths, what you're doing is you're oxygenating your blood. That means now that every nook and cranny within your body, every cell now can pluck out more oxygen out of the blood.
And very quickly, we want you to give your website.
Oh, my website is breathingforfreedom.com.
And your phone number?
My phone number is 646-354-1537.
All right, well, we want to thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Alrighty, and straight ahead on Our Lives, details on a benefit golf tournament honoring the late, great Darwin Davis Sr. It's the Darwin Davis Sr. Memorial Golf Tournament. And a little later on Our Lives, all that jazz, the latest on a jazz concert held earlier this month to benefit the Museum of Black World War II History. And it's always good to see you making our lives a part of your lives. Thank you for watching. I'm Gwen Edwards. One local man's passion for life in general and for golf in particular has left a remarkable legacy. We will learn more about the Darwin Davis Sr. Memorial Golf Tournament now from my next two guests. from the Delta Nu Boule of Sigma Pi Phi. Charles Shepard is the chairman of the Social Action Committee and a member of the Opportunity Foundation Board of Sigma Nu Boule, and Kelly Holloway is the chairman of the Darwin Davis Senior Memorial Golf Tournament, and he was a close friend of Darwin's, and we want to welcome you both.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right, tell us about this remarkable pioneer in business and civil rights, Darwin Davis Sr.
Well, Darwin was a beautiful personality, a beautiful person. He had a passion for people. He loved kids. He loved scholarship. And he was just as big as life. And also, he loved the game of golf. And the reason why we've decided to have a tournament in honor of Darwin after his passing in April of 2006, so he can be remembered, and everyone who've known him would remember him. And it's just one of the things I do remember mostly about Darwin is when I met him, when I moved to Stanford in 2000, and I met him on a golf course. And he met me, and we chatted, and he was a very
just outgoing, gregarious.
and he would tell jokes, and he found out I was from Little Rock, and he went to school down in Arkansas. And from that point, it was we
had
were
a new
friends
brother.
forever. Yes.
And Charles, you've been in boardrooms, and you know it's a tough battle breaking that glass ceiling in more ways than one. And he did this and did it with a lot of grace.
Well, yes, Darwin was phenomenal. He was a pioneer in the business world as a black executive. He reached the upper echelons of the company now called AXA. It was called Equitable. He became a senior vice president. And he is actually called in the black community one of the original pioneers of business. But he was also an avid spokesperson. He spoke out on civil rights. He spoke out and supported other black businesses like Black Enterprisemen started. And he also went to testify before Congress about blacks joining, being able to be members in golf tournaments. But more importantly, he, on the local level and the national level, he was always involved in things that benefit young people. So the golf tournament brings together a lot of the things that Darwin stood for.
Now let's talk about when and where the Darwin Davis Senior Memorial Golf Tournament will be this year.
It will be June 8th at St. Andrew's Golf Club in Hastings-on-Hudson, where Darwin was a member. It's the oldest country club in America. Started in 1888, and Darwin he came into the club by another member, I may say George Lewis, who brought Darwin in to St. Andrews. And so we decided to do that in honor of him, and the members there are looking forward to hosting the event. We are as well, and we're looking for a fun day.
Now, it's not just a fun day. This is a tournament that's a fundraiser for the Darwin Davis Senior Memorial Scholarship.
Yes,
and
it is.
First of all, give us the website for those who want more information about becoming a part or participating in the tournament that day.
It is ddgt.org, and that is the website, www.ddgt.org. Anyone can play. You can go into the website. You could sign up on the website. We have sponsorships. They range from $2,500 to $25,000. And if you're an individual player, you could just sign up as an individual player as well for
Now, Charles,
$450.
we know that the mission of the Darwin Davis Senior Memorial Scholarship is to help those who are coming behind.
Yes.
And this is what Darwin was all about.
Yes, the golf tournament is major support for our two things in Delta Nu Boule. It's our scholarship program, which is in about its 7th year, and also our mentoring program, which is in its 1st year. And so the monies from that we use to award, we award 5 scholarships every year to 5 worthy young people, and the requirement's pretty intense. And we also, this year, we're starting to make those scholarships continuing. So a young man who gets a scholarship for 1 year actually now will get the same $2,500 for 4 years. So it's a $10,000 scholarship.
And for those who are interested, students who are interested, where do they go to find more information?
There'll be information on our theopportunityfoundation.org website. There will be an email, which will be scholarships@theopportunity.org, theopportunityfoundation.org, and they can inquire there. And pretty soon on our website, we'll also have a tab where you can get an application and then fill it in.
So give us again the date and the website for those who want to take part in this wonderful tournament.
The date is June 8th at St. Andrew's Golf Club, Hastings-on-Hudson. And the website is www.ddgt.com.
All right. Well, we want to thank you both for coming.
.org.
.org.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Kelly. We want to thank you, Charles, for coming. And we know that this gentleman left a wonderful legacy, and we want to continue it. Thank you both.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Still to come on Our Lives, a milestone in the effort to open a museum of Black World War II history in Stanford. Our Lives is the only place that you're going to see this, so you stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back. May 8th, 2015 was the 70th anniversary of VE Day, or Victory in Europe Day. May 8th, 1945 marked the end of World War II in Europe and the defeat of Nazi Germany by the U.S. and her allies. Now, on that day, May 8th, 1945, the Germans surrendered unconditionally. Well, May 2nd, 2015 was a big day in Stanford for those trying to open the Museum of World War II History in Stanford. Black World War II history. Now, more now for my two guests. Bruce Bird is the founder and curator of the Museum of Black World War II History, and Mabel Jorgensen is the president and director of fundraising for the museum, and welcome back to you.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Now,
Gwen.
you had a big day on May 2nd, 2015. Tell us about that.
Yes. Well, I was looking for a different venue to have our 5th fundraiser for the Museum of Black World War II History. And I went to the Church of Christ the Healer, and I met Kate. And I told her, she said, we will host it for you.
And what they hosted was a jazz concert.
It was a jazz concert.
And who was the performer for that wonderful concert?
Well, for the performers were David Koss, who I met in New York City, and I heard his voice, and I said, he needs to come to Stanford. I didn't hear his trio because he was just alone.
And we have some pictures while we're talking that we're going to show. So first of all, this is at that beautiful venue.
Yes, and that's David Koss. And he said yes. Well, this was planned, by the way, in 2014. This is the first time in the history of my concerts that I have ever canceled, because the city of Stanford had planned a fundraiser, so it said I had no need to have two. Well, of course, the mayor resigned, so we didn't have our fundraiser, so now we have to start all over